Ice cream in your pocket on Sunday. All right, let's start with one of the most legendary laws in New York history, because only New York could turn ice cream into a criminal offense. So here's the rule. You are not allowed to walk around on a Sunday with an ice cream cone in your pocket. Now, first reaction, that's fake. Second reaction, why specifically Sunday? Third reaction, Hertz was doing this enough to make it a law. Let me explain. Back in the old days, like really old, New York had a serious horse theft problem. Horses were basically luxury cars, and criminals figured out a trick. They'd put ice cream in their pocket, walk past a horse, and the horse would follow them like, oh wow, free dessert. Yes, horses were stolen with ice cream, and New York lawmakers said, absolutely not on our watch, not with dairy. So instead of fixing crime, they banned ice cream pockets. Fast forward to today. There are no horse thieves, no horses following strangers. But the law? Still alive, still judging you. So imagine this. You're walking on a Sunday, you forget, you put ice cream in your pocket, boom. You're technically committing a crime from the 1800s. In New York, you can own a skyscraper. But ice cream in your pocket? That's where they draw the line. No talking to strangers in elevators. Next up, this one doesn't even feel like a law, it feels like a lifestyle. In New York, there are rules about talking to strangers in elevators. And listen, this wasn't written down just for fun. This was written because New Yorkers had enough. Picture an elevator in New York. 6 people, tiny space. Everyone facing the door like it's a religion. Nobody talks. Nobody smiles. Nobody exists. Now imagine someone says, hey, how's your day going? Instant fear. Elevators in New York are not social spaces. They are survival chambers. This law exists because talking to strangers was once considered suspicious behavior. Why are you talking? What do you want? Why are you happy? In New York, silence means respect. Conversation means danger. You don't talk. You stare at the numbers. You pretend your phone is the most interesting thing on earth. And honestly, most New Yorkers don't even need the law. They enforce it themselves. Because in New York, elevators aren't for friendship. They're for minding your business. Together. Wearing slippers after 10 p.m. is illegal. Now this one sounds harmless, almost cute. But no, New York once said no slippers after 10 p.m. Yes, shoes are fine. Barefoot, questionable. But slippers? Criminal behavior. Why? Because lawmakers believed slippers were too quiet. Back in the day, criminals were sneaking around at night, and someone decided, you know what's helping them? Comfortable footwear. So slippers became suspicious. Because apparently nothing says master criminal like fuzzy socks and memory foam. Imagine the police stopping you at night. Sir, are those slippers? Before 10 p.m., you're cozy. After 10 p.m., you're a threat. The logic was simple. If you're quiet, you're sneaky. If you're sneaky, you're dangerous. And if you're dangerous, take those slippers off. Today, nobody enforces this. But the law still exists. Just waiting for someone to get too comfortable after dark, because in New York, comfort has a curfew. No donkeys in bathtubs. Welcome to one of the strangest animal ordinances ever passed in New York. It is illegal to keep a donkey in a bathtub. Yes, you heard that correctly. Imagine walking down a quiet street in upstate New York, when suddenly a donkey is lounging in someone's tub. Back in the 1920s, someone actually tried this. The story goes that a farmer tried to float his donkey across a river by using a tub, and it didn't end well. The donkey panicked, the tub sank, and apparently lawmakers said, never again, not in our state, not ever. Technically, this falls under Agriculture and Domestic Animals Code, paragraph 250, which prohibits cruelty and unsafe practices with animals. So while no one enforces it daily, it remains law. Picture this today. You're binge-watching a New York animal viral video, and someone comments, that's cute, but also illegal. Classic New York, where your bathtub choices are legally judged. It's illegal to make love in a taxi. Our romance in New York City. The city that never sleeps decided to outlaw public displays of affection in taxis. Yes, the law states, no person shall engage in sexual activity in a taxi cab. Why? Primarily for safety, decency, and honestly, driver sanity. Imagine the 1950s, taxi drivers reporting couples causing accidents while distracted. The city council codified it. They called it NYC Administrative Code, paragraph 10-125. If you get caught, technically fines apply. Practically, police are more concerned with actual crimes than love in a cab. But the law is still on the books. The humor comes from imagining a modern Uber driver reading a history book. Sir, did you know you can be arrested for romance? New York really does think of everything. No flirting on Sunday. Finally, for part 2, we enter the world of romance regulation. In New York, it was once illegal to flirt on a Sunday. Yes. According to City Penal Law, paragraph 114, you could be fined for excessive courtship, winking, or suggestive remarks on the Lord's Day. Why? Back in the 1930s, lawmakers were concerned with moral decency and Sunday propriety. Flirting was seen as a public disruption, something that could disturb the peace of the Sabbath. Imagine walking through Central Park today and suddenly feeling like your charming smile could earn you a ticket. That's New York law for you. It's part etiquette, part morality, part please don't make a scene, and yes, it's technically still written in the books. Though enforcement, practically zero. But the law remains a funny reminder that New York has always loved rules, even when they make zero sense. No slippers after 10 p.m. Imagine this. It's 10:05 p.m. in New York. You're tiptoeing to the fridge in your fuzzy slippers, and suddenly you realize, oops, you're breaking the law. Yes, in some New York municipalities, an old ordinance states, no person shall wear slippers in public after 10 p.m. Why? Back in the early 1900s, city officials worried that soft-soled shoes and slippers in the streets were causing accidents, people tripping, falling, and then suing the city. The law fell under NYC Public Safety and Noise Ordinance, paragraph 47, which aimed to prevent hazards during nighttime hours. Think about it. Only in New York would slippers be considered a public safety issue. No one enforces it today, of course, but it's fun to imagine a cop stepping out of a patrol car, clipboard in hand, checking your footwear. Slippers beware. New York is serious about nighttime style. Singing in the subway. Without a permit. New Yorkers love subway performers. But did you know you legally need a permit to sing or perform in the subway? The law states, no person shall engage in musical performances or singing in subway stations without proper authorization. Originally created to manage congestion and safety in the subway system, the rule is still on the books. Buskers today usually get permits from the MTA. But technically, the guy with a guitar belting out Broadway hits on the Q train could be cited if he skipped the paperwork. It's both hilarious and slightly terrifying. New York gives you permission to entertain, but first, show your ID. Even creativity has paperwork here. No fortune telling on the streets. Want to make a living telling people their future in Times Square? Think again. New York law actually made it illegal to practice fortune-telling on public streets without a license under NYC Penal Law, perf. 240-55. The law was originally intended to stop scams. Officials were tired of swindlers claiming magical powers to con tourists, but today it reads as pure comedy. Your crystal ball is technically illegal unless you get a permit. Imagine explaining this to a tourist. Yes, you can take a selfie with a psychic, but don't ask about your love life or it's a $500 fine. It's New York, where even magic has bureaucracy. No eating in a park while walking a dog. Finally, the law that perfectly combines New York's love of rules and its love of pets. According to NYC Parks regulations, paragraph 104.1, it's illegal to eat in a park while walking your dog. The law was originally intended to prevent littering and maintain public cleanliness. But when read literally, it's ridiculous. Imagine taking your golden retriever for a walk while trying to eat a hot dog. You're breaking the law. New Yorkers have adapted creatively. Picnics while standing still are fine. Hot dogs while jogging. Risky business. It's the kind of regulation that makes you shake your head, laugh, and appreciate the city's attention to detail and absurdity. No hitchhiking on the sidewalk. Trying to catch a ride in Manhattan? Forget about standing on the sidewalk waving your thumb. It's illegal to hitchhike on public sidewalks according to NYC Traffic and Pedestrian Safety Code, paragraph 4-10. The law was originally created to prevent accidents, pedestrian congestion, and public harassment complaints. Today it's mostly ignored, but it's still technically enforceable. Picture a tourist trying to flag down a cab on Fifth Avenue. Not only will the taxi ignore them, but a cop could theoretically issue a fine. Only in New York, right? No sleeping in cemeteries. Thinking of taking a nap in a cemetery? Not in New York. According to NY Penal Code paragraph 150-25, sleeping in cemeteries is prohibited. Originally, this was to prevent vandalism and maintain respect for the dead. But in today's urban context, it sounds downright hilarious. Imagine a tourist with a picnic blanket in Greenwood Cemetery suddenly being told, "Sorry ma'am, no napping allowed. You'll have to stand and admire the gravestones." A perfect example of how New York laws mix practicality with absurdity. No drunk driving in a private home. This one surprises people. Technically, you can't legally operate a vehicle while drunk, even inside your own driveway. Yes, vehicle and traffic law, Grav 1192, defines operation broadly enough that it includes vehicles on private property. The law's intention is safety. People attempting stunts or driving cars recklessly on private property could cause accidents. But the humor comes in the literal interpretation. You can drink in your home, just don't move the car. Even 5 feet to impress the neighbors. New York loves rules with teeth and a bit of irony. No chewing gum on the subway. Finally, the law that perfectly combines cleanliness and absurdity. According to NYC Transit Authority regulations, paragraph 105B, chewing gum on the subway is technically prohibited. Why? To prevent sticky messes, damage to seats, and avoid clogged machinery. The law is rarely enforced, but stickers in some stations still warn. No gum. Please respect your fellow commuters. It's New York, where even your snacks have rules. And nothing captures the city's sense of humor better than a law against sticky situations in a subway car. Conclusion and wrap-up. And there you have it, 14 of the weirdest, funniest laws in New York. From donkeys in bathtubs to flirting bans, forbidden ice cream and subway gum. New York's lawmakers have always loved rules. Some made sense at the time, some not so much. These laws remind us, New York is practical, chaotic, and hilarious all at once. Every law has a story, sometimes ridiculous, sometimes cautionary. The city that never sleeps also never stops surprising us, even legally. So next time you're walking your dog, enjoying a hot dog, or singing in the subway, remember, New York is watching, and technically you might be breaking a law. Classic New York, right?